Hey everybody, this is your friend Abhavya. Welcome to the place where you will be able to learn some secrets related to your personal growth. This is a lecture 2 of C programming for beginners, and in this video I'm going to be talking about data types in C language, type conversion concept and operators in C language. So without wasting a precious time, let's get started. Yes, here comes the topic, data types and operators in C language. In this topic, I will be covering all the basic data types in C language, the concept of type conversion in C language, and all the operators which are there in C language. So let me start. The basic data types in C language. Basically, before I tell you the basic data types in C language, let me tell you what is a data type and what is a variable. The data type is a type of the number or the alphabet that we're storing in a memory, right? Suppose we have different kind of numbers like integer, float, and string. So this is known as a data type, right? And variable is basically a memory location in which we store some value. So this is a concept of data type and a variable. Now, the basic data types are divided into two categories. The first is built-in data types and the second is user-defined data types. The built-in data types are those data types which are pre-defined in a programming language. The user don't have to define these data types, right? The basic built-in data types are int, char, float, double, void. Secondly, there are derived data types. The derived data types are those data types which are defined by the user while writing a program, like structure, enum, array, pointer, union. There are some also other data types which are named as functions, reference, typedef, and class. So this is a basic concept of data types. There are two types of compiler that we usually go into. First is 32-bit compiler and the second is 64-bit compiler. The data types are given some memory, and in the 32-bit compiler and in 64-bit compiler, the amount of memory which is allocated is absolutely different. So we're talking about 32-bit compiler. In 32-bit compiler, the int data type is given 4 bytes, char is given 1 byte, short is given 2 bytes, long data type is given 4 bytes, and long data type is given 8 bytes. In 64-bit compiler, the int data type is given 4 bytes as in 32-bit compiler. The char data type is given 1 byte as same in the 32-bit compiler. Long data type is given 8 bytes. Long data type is given 8 bytes and short data type is given 2 bytes. Now, this was the basic concept of data types. Let me remind you again. The data type is a type of the value that we are storing in a memory, right? And a variable is a memory location in which we store some value, right? So there are two data types. There are two types of data types. First is built-in data types and second is user-defined data types. The built-in data types are those data types which are already defined in a programming language. And the derived data types are those data types which are not defined in a programming language and the user itself has to define. And in 64-bit compiler and 32-bit compiler, the different amount of memory is allocated to these data types. Let me come to the second topic, type conversion in C language. The type conversion is basically a process of converting one data type to another data type, right? It is performed by the compiler itself. The destination data type cannot be smaller than existing data type. That means the data type that we want to convert should be smaller than the data type that we are converting into. Type conversion is done at compile time and it is also known as widening conversion. Because why it is known as widening conversion? It is because the destination data type should be greater than the existing data type. So basically it is widening or it is spreading. That is why it is known as the widening conversion. Type conversion in C language. There are two types of type conversion. First is implicit type conversion and the second one is explicit type conversion. The implicit type conversion, it is also known as an automatic type conversion. It is done by the compiler itself without any external trigger of the user. That means User does not do this type of conversion. The compiler itself does this type of conversion if it is needed. It is done when more than one data type is present in the expression. All the data types are converted into the largest data type. An explicit type conversion is also known as typecasting. It is user defined. As we read earlier that in implicit type conversion, the type conversion is done by compiler itself, but in explicit type conversion, the compiler does not do the conversion, but we as a users, we do the conversion if it is needed. So type conversion, the user convert the one data type into another, and the syntax of this kind of type conversion is we have to write down the type in which we want to convert the expression, and then we have to write down the expression itself. The next topic that we are going to study is operators in C language. There are various types of operators in programming language: assignment operators, bitwise operators, logical operators, increment operators, decrement operators, relational operators. Operators. First, we will study about assignment operators. The assignment operators are used to assign a value to some variable. This equal to is an assignment operator. And example, int. Int is a data type. A is a name of a variable A is a name of a variable. For example, int A is equal to 4. Here int is a data type, A is a name of variable, and equal to is an assignment operator, and 4 is a value which is assigned to this variable. That means 4 is some value which is going to be stored in the variable named A. The second one operator is bitwise operator. These operators operate on bit arrays, bit strings, and binary values with bit at every level. The bits are 2, 1, and 0. So bitwise operators only operate on 0 and 1. There are different kind of bitwise operators like bitwise OR, bitwise AND, bitwise XOR, bitwise NOT, left shift operator, and right shift operator. The bitwise AND is an operator which is performed on two operands. So here is a table. There is one operand called X and there is another operand called Y. If first operand has a value 1 and second operand has a value 1, then the resultant is going to be 1. If first operand has a value 1 and second operand has a value 0, then the resultant is going to be 0. If both the operands having the value 0, that means the result is going to be 0. Next is bitwise OR operator. This operator performed on two operands. The table is, if either of the operands has a value 1, that means the result is going to be 1. If both operands has value 1, then also the result is going to be 1. Bitwise XOR. This operator also performed on two operands. If both operands have the same value, then result is going to be 0. And if both operands has the different values, then the result is going to be 1. See, here x and y has both same values and the result is 0. And here x and y has different values and the result is 1. Bitwise NOT is the operator that operates on only one operand. There is an operand called x. If x is value 1, then the result is going to be 0. And if x is value 0, then the result is 1. Now we will come to the logical operators. The logical operators are the operators which are performed on two operands. Basically, there are three types of logical operators: logical OR, logical NOT, and logical AND. These are similar to the bitwise operators, except the logical operators do not perform operations on the bits. They perform operations on the normal numbers. Now we are coming to the increment operator. This operator operates on single operand. It increases the value of an operand by 1. There are two types of increment operators. The first is pre-increment operator and the second is post-increment operator. The pre-increment operator, this operator first increases the value of operand and then the value is updated. Syntax is plus plus a. Firstly, the value of the operand is incremented and then that incremented value is stored in the variable named a. We will do this practically in coding part. Post-increment operator. First, the operator stores the value. First, the operator stores the existing value of a variable in a given memory, and then it increments that value. Syntax is A++. Here, firstly, the value of the variable is stored, and then the value of the variable is stored in the memory, and then that value is incremented. And that incremented value is not considered while performing a particular operation, while performing a particular execution. The incremented value is not used but it is saved for the future use. The decrement operator. This decrement operator is same as the increment operator, except it decreases the value of the operand by 1. It also has two types. The first is pre-decrement operator, and the second one is post-decrement operator. The pre-decrement operator first decrease the value of an operand by 1 and then save that value for the future use. The post-decrement operator first use the existing value of the variable and then decrease it by 1 for the future use. Here now comes the relational operators. The relational operators figure out the relation between two operands. The equal to relational operator returns true if both the operands on the left hand side and right hand side are equal. The not equal to. This exclamation mark and equal to operator is known as the not equal to. This returns true if the value of two operands is not true. This greater than equal to operator returns true if the value of the operand at left hand side is either greater than or equal to the value of the operand at right hand side. The less than equal to operator returns true if the value of the operand at left hand side is either less than or equal to the value of operand at right hand side. The greater than operator returns true if the value of operand at left hand side is only greater than the value of the operand at right hand side, and this less than operator returns true if the value of operand at left hand side is only less than the value of operand at right hand side. So these were the basic data types in C language, the concept of type conversion, and the operators in C language. We went to the coding part related to data types, type conversion concept, and operators in C language in the next video. Kindly like, share, and comment, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye and take care.